What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we will be discussing the differences between rent and mortgages. So please stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one.
Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications whenever we share a video.
What's going on, everybody? It's Maurice.Williams here from Remax Elite. Yes, Remax Elite. I'm filming this on Mother's Day. I know I'm not gonna be able to post it on Mother's Day, but I wanna start out by saying Happy Mother's Day to my mom. Also wanna say Happy Mother's Day to my lovely lady, the mother of my two kids. You do an amazing job. I really appreciate you. And Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, the amazing moms. I don't appreciate you on just this one day. We appreciate you every day. I do an amazing job, and we truly do appreciate you. It's a little emotional for me. This is the first Mother's Day that I didn't get a chance to wake up, call my grandmother and say Happy Mother's Day to her. I lost her back in January. So I just want to say heavenly Happy Mother's Day to her. Happy Mother's Day to Mama Paula. Mama Paula, I know you're watching down, you're watching us. Really appreciate you. Appreciate what you've done for me in my life. And Aunt Coco, really appreciate you as well. I miss y'all all with everything in me. And I'll continue to keep pushing forward in y'all names. Love y'all. Again, happy Mother's Day to all y'all. I'm sorry, just give me one. All right, sorry about that. Got a little emotional, when I talk about her, got a little emotional. Again, rest in peace. I miss y'all. Feel a little lighter here. Oh, yes. Finally got a haircut, baby. Shout out to my barber. I think he finally got tired of me always calling him, texting. Got taken care of. All right, so let's discuss why we're here. Rent versus mortgages. I've had this discussion with numerous people, and there's a lot of mixed opinions when it comes to this. There's no real true winner if you talk to different people. There's a lot of people in favor of renting, and there's a lot of people in favor of home ownership. I'm curious, what's your opinion? Comment down below if you're more in favor of rent or if you're more in favor of home ownership. Let's get the discussion going. Let's open up that dialogue. Let's get the debate going. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. And also, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, hit that like, get notified every time we post videos. Let's start with the pros for renting. Nah, I'm only joking. There are some pros. There aren't many I could think of, but there are some pros. The first one is when you identify that property and you speak with the landlord and come up with the terms, the process is quicker. You can get into a home relatively quick. Once you pay the first month's rent, you put down that security deposit, you can get into a home relatively quick. That's definitely a pro. It's easy, it's quick. They make it easy. Another pro is if something breaks, it's easy. You can call the maintenance, you can call landlord or the super, let them know the issue. They'll send somebody up. The time frame, well, I don't know. Good luck with that. But however, you do have that option just to call your landlord or your super. Another positive when it comes to renting is there's less responsibility. If you're renting a home or if you're renting an apartment, such as like New York City housing, you're not responsible for the light bill, gas, water. Also, when it comes to snow removal, cutting the grass, maintaining that curb appeal of the development or the house, you just come out, go about your day, and it's gonna get done. Those are some of the pros that I could think of when it comes to renting. Now let's move on to some of the cons of renting, to the reasons why I don't believe renting is good. First and foremost, it's not yours. You don't own it. You're renting. You're borrowing that space for the time that you're there. You're paying somebody else's mortgage. You're helping that owner build their wealth, build their generational wealth. You're buying that person a property. Also, when it comes to renting, you have to sign a lease. You're signing a lease annually, or you may be signing a 2-year lease. Some leases have built-in rent increases. They'll have a percentage. If you sign a 1-year lease, this is how much your rent will go up at the end of the lease. Some of these subsidies programs require you to show your income when it's time to renew your lease. So I've spoken to a lot of people where they're afraid to do overtime, or they're afraid to take a promotion because they don't want to show that their income increased. They're scared that their rent to increase. And a lot of times, if you get an income increase, a lot of times that gets eaten up by the rent increase. So that's definitely a major con, a major downfall to renting. You should not be afraid to flourish. You should not be afraid to try to achieve more money because you're scared that your rent is going to go up. When it comes to renting, say you're paying $2,000 a month in rent. That's $24,000 annually that you're giving to somebody. You're giving to a landlord to take your money, do as they please. You have nothing to show for that $24,000. You might as well take a lighter, burn that money because it's the same thing. Or get in your car, jump on a highway, do about 100 miles an hour, open your sunroof and throw the money out the window, because that's what you're doing. It's the same thing. It's the same concept. Nothing to show for it. You cannot claim that money at the end of the year. You cannot say you donated that money. You can't do nothing about that money being lost. That's $24,000 gone. My good friend over at Freedom Mortgage gave me a really good chart. And I'm going to show you this chart, and it shows you how your money is being wasted when you rent an apartment or you rent a house. So let's take a look at this chart here. Let's look at the monthly rent section. I'm going to underline it for you. Monthly rent. I'll put an arrow there too so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's go midway. Let's go $2,100 you're paying for your rent, your monthly rent, right? $2,100. Let's jump over to the 5-year mark. 5 years. I'm going to circle it. 5 years. 5 years. $126,000 that you just gave away. You donated. You helped pay somebody else's mortgage. That's a lot of money that's burnt. And let's think back. That $2,100 over 5 years, you signed 1 or 2 leases. Matter of fact, you signed 2 or 3 leases during that time frame. So that $2,100 easily could have went up to whatever the rent increases was over that time. That's a huge chunk of money that's just being blown annually. And the last thing when it comes to renting an apartment is when you move out. When you move out, you have nothing to show. You cannot sell it. You cannot do anything that's going to help you gain money back, gain a profit. You move out, whatever you came with and what you purchased over the time while you're there. When you move out, that's it. Hopefully you can get your security deposit back if the landlord didn't find something wrong. You didn't leave it clean enough. You put holes in the wall. A lot of times you're going to get less or none. And then what? You're starting over from scratch. Let's move on to the mortgages. Let's start with the pros. The first thing, it's yours. You own it. It's yours. You can do what you like to it. There's nothing like coming home, backing up to that driveway, pulling in to your own house is yours, or walking down a block and walking to your house, seeing the nice curb appeal, whatever's going on in front of your house, putting that key in your door, punching that code, however you get into your house, is nothing like it. You can redo your kitchen, remodel it to your desire. You can do a bathroom. You can put down hardwood floors. You can change the doors, change the door handles. You can do whatever you like. You can knock down a wall, put a wall, make a room bigger, make a room smaller. It's your prerogative. You can turn a basement into a bedroom. You can do whatever you like. It's your house. As long as you don't mess with the structure or things like that, it is yours. As you pay your mortgage, the money that you borrow starts to go down. And over time, the house becomes more and more valuable. So you start to see that gap. And now your house is worth money. So let's say you put down 20% and now you've been paying your mortgage for 5 years. When you moved in, you already had 20% equity. Over that 5 years, you may have gained another 10 to 20% equity over that time. Now your house may have 40% equity. You can borrow against that equity if you had to. You can go to the bank and apply for what we call a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. It functions like a credit card, except the interest rate's a lot lower because your house is collateral. When you open a credit card, there's no collateral. On a home equity line of credit, you have your house as collateral, so the interest rate is much lower. It's usually an adjustable rate. It's not locked. However, it's still a lot lower than a credit card. And with the adjustable rate on a HELOC, it won't shoot up on you. It'll go up a little bit if the market goes up, and it'll go down. It goes based off the market. So let's say you had that equity and you wanted to do one of these projects, a bathroom or whatever. You can take out that home equity line of credit, and if you don't use it, you don't pay any money. It just sits there until it's available. Now let's say you got the bathroom done. You borrowed $10,000 to get the bathroom done. Now you just paid back the $10,000, even though you could have borrowed $50,000. You're only paying back the $10,000. So they usually give you 10 years to use this home equity line of credit. After the 10 years, if you don't renew it, it turns into a conventional mortgage and you just pay whatever remaining balance is left. And that's pretty much it. You're done. You upgraded your bathroom. You gave your house even more equity. When it comes to mortgage, unlike a rent, your mortgage does not increase. Once you sign on that dotted line, once you lock in that rate, your mortgage will never increase. It won't decrease either, but it stays the same. Rent is going to increase every year. Your mortgage is going to stay where it's at. So let's say you get a promotion on your job. You're getting raises. You're raising your income. Your mortgage is staying exactly the same. You can hit the lottery. You can become a millionaire. You can do whatever you want and don't have to worry about the mortgage. You can stay in your house if you want to stay in the house. If you became a millionaire, it's yours. You do not have to go anywhere. Also, once you sign the dotted line, there are no leases. That's it. You sign the paper once, no leases. Unfortunately, the only thing that can increase, is your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance. However, just like the HELOC, you have other options like refinancing. Let's use me for example. I just refinanced my house. I had an interest rate of 4.5%. I just refinanced for 3.1%. I was able to knock off about $800 a month between my home equity line of credit, my mortgage, and I was able to pay off a few outstanding debts that I had. And I still saved all that money. So there's a lot of different options you have when it comes to home ownership and doing things and becoming creative when it comes to bills, saving money, putting money away. In the beginning, it could be tough, but as you move forward and as you continue to own your home, things do get better, things do get easier, and you become more creative on making things work for you. One of the last pros I'm going to talk about is upgrading and downgrading. We spoke about upgrading the actual house itself, bathrooms, kitchen, different things like that. But let's say you're a young person, you decided to take a chance and buy a piece of property. Let's say you're in your early 20s, you have a job, you're making good money, and you decide you're going to buy a property. You buy a small 2-bedroom apartment, you're living in it, everything is good. You meet a significant other, and now y'all decide that y'all want to start a family. you can now sell that house, take the profits from that house and put it down on another house, a bigger house, more rooms, more levels if you choose to, or do a 1031 exchange where you can exchange one property for another and tell our IRS, hey, listen, I'm going to defer my taxes or my gains, the profits that you made, until later on. And you beat the IRS on taxes for now. And now let's say you're older, the kids are older, the kids done moved out, you're tired of walking up and down the stairs, you want to downgrade your house. You sell a big house, buy you a smaller house, same thing, 1031 exchange, or use the profits to buy the smaller house, keep the change, and you can use that for traveling, living the good life in your golden years. This is the power of home ownership. You can't do that if you rented an apartment for 20 years. That would never happen. Your kids will grow up, they'll move out, and you're still paying high rent. That's it. Now let's move on to some of the cons of home ownership. One is definitely way more responsibility than renting. When we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about maintaining your grass, cleaning the streets, snow removal, remembering when to take out the garbage. There's garbage days where when you live in an apartment, usually go to the incinerator, throw your garbage down the incinerator. When you live in a home, you got to remember when to take out the garbage. If you're renting a house, you got to remember to take out the garbage as well too. You got to remember your collection day. I'm preparing for the warmer months, so I have to get the grass cut, I have to get the weeds cut, I have to clean up in front of the house, I have to power wash the front, the side, the back, power wash the sides of the house, get things ready for the summertime, get ready to go in the back, have some barbecues, throw some food on the grill, because it seems like the way things are going with this COVID-19 mess, that there's going to be a lot of time spent in that backyard. At least we have the backyard, we can go out and do our thing. One of the last cons I could think of when it comes to home ownership, when it comes to more responsibility, there's no maintenance to call, there's no super, there's no landlord. It's up to you. So if something breaks in your house, you're gonna have to reach out to a contractor, call them up, get some quotes, shop a couple of people, get the best deal and have them come out and fix it. A lot of things I hear when it comes to home ownership, people's like, oh, what if my boiler break? What if my AC break? What if it never breaks? I've been in my house 10 years. My boiler did go. It cost me about $600 to purchase a new one. I hired a guy, he came in, took the old boiler out, sat on the street for me, put the new one in, paid him about $300 for his time and his labor. $900 later, brand new boiler, ready to go. We changed it once, haven't changed it again. Also, the AC went in here. We had to replace the AC. That was a big job. We called a couple of companies, got the best price. They came in, took the old one out, removed it, put the new one in, got a huge warranty on it. So now I don't have to worry. I don't think I'm gonna be living here in this house within the next 5 years or so, but I know for a fact my water heater and my AC will last. If it don't, we have a warranty. They'll come out, replace it, fix it, whatever the case may be. But I'm good. We can't think about the negatives. Oh, what if something goes? What if something never happens? I know people who live in their house for 20 years and never had an issue with a boiler, an air conditioner, a heater, nothing. So don't be afraid of little things like that. Take the chance. If it happens to go out, I'm pretty sure we'll find a way, you will find a way to get it fixed just like I did. When it comes to renting and home ownership, it's clear that I'm totally in favor of home ownership. I think throughout this video, I laid out all the positive that comes from home ownership. However, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you think I left something out, you think I should have added something, please feel free, comment down below. Let's get the discussion going. Let's open up that communication. Let's get the flow going. You possibly can also help somebody else. I also hope this video brought you value. I hope if you was that person that was on the fence, you know, if you wanted to keep renting or try to purchase a home, I hope I nudge you over to owning that home because the value is there. If you think you don't qualify, if you think you have a credit issue, please don't be afraid. Reach out. You reach me at my website right here. You can email me. You can call me. Again, comment down below. I will get back to you. I will help you. I have a huge support team with Remax Elite. We'll make sure we help everybody we can. So please be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Practice your social distancing. Don't forget to wear your mask. Wash those hands. And I'll see you on the next one. And I'm out.
Be sure to subscribe